ladies, gentlemen, we're at the end of episode 4 at this point. We've done just about all the missions. We're going to jump back in here where we last left our character. I believe there's one more thing that we need to do. One more objective to complete. Let's see what that is. Maybe not. Okay, we do have one more. And I believe I know where this last page is. Because there's a bus out here that I did not search. Now, as I said, I'm not going to be going back to the prison because at that point, we won't be able to do anything else other than meet up with Jace at the power plant. So at this point, I'm just bumming around Blackrock, and we'll just see what kind of trouble we can get into. I have a finite number of weapons and limited supplies, so we'll just run around for a couple weeks. Do some exploring, maybe get another moose, maybe go for a bear. And yeah, here it is right here. Archival report. This is what I need to believe to finish this last objective, so that'll be it for our missions.
There it is.
Yeah. Search for bloodstained pages inside and outside the Blackrock ground. So that completes all of our side missions, and as I said, the only main mission left to do would be to go through the prison doors and meet up with the convicts, and we won't be able to keep any of our gear. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, so we're not going to do that. Instead, I got another idea. We're going to just be having fun hanging around Blackrock for a couple weeks. I can't keep track of how many days I've been alive, unfortunately. I don't know. And as I said, I don't have unlimited supplies. I can't get saplings. I've only managed to find maybe 2 birch saplings, so I did craft up those into arrows, but I do have maybe 5 arrows left. After those arrows are gone, I'm going to have to be using rifles, and I don't like using rifles. I feel like that's cheating, but I don't have a choice. I have a few noisemakers.
Feels like night is coming.
And I also have the flare gun. So that is where we're at. I'm really just kind of killing time until the update comes out later this year, and we can really get into survival mode when the update is released. I would like to see where this zone connects. If it connects with Milton, as people suspect, or if it connects to another region. And also, I would love it if there was a forge here. I think a great place for the forge would be down below the prison where the steam tunnels are. I think that would be an excellent place to put a forge. And also what I would like to see in story mode, not story mode, sorry, in survival mode would be maybe the ability to craft weapons. I mean, I for one love using the bow. The bow's a great weapon. But wouldn't it be kind of fun to find maybe say like a broken revolver or a broken rifle in Interloper and be able to take it to say the ammunition workbench and Bleak Inlet and craft it into something that's usable? The introduction of noisemakers is pretty cool as well because those are cheap to make, easy to use. So in terms of, you know, being economical with your resources, I think the noisemaker would be a great solution to maybe deer hunting, rabbit hunting, clearing out wolves, obviously, as opposed to using the bow. Save you some time. So that'd be neat to kind of try, you know, play around that new item. So we'll have to really see what's in store for us. I think it's going to be a lot of fun regardless, though, of what is included and what is not included. I do have a 232-day character that I have just kind of been sitting because I've been everywhere. Found everything that I could pretty much find. And I've just kind of been waiting for the new update. Timberwolf Mountain is a region that I haven't fully explored. I mean, I've been everywhere in terms of discovering places, but I just kind of feel like I haven't really submersed myself in that region enough to be, like, bored of it. But the thing of Timberwolf Mountain is the weather is bad. It's windy all the time, it's snowy all the time, it's very cold. So for me, it's really hard to hunt there. And that just doesn't make it fun. So I just don't spend a whole lot of time in Timberwolf Mountain other than going up to the summit, other than going into Ash Canyon. Ash Canyon, by the way, is a great place to hang out, whether it's early game and or late game. And I am going to be posting up a video of my Ash Canyon start and just kind of walking through the process of, you know, starting in Ash Canyon as a brand new interloper character, getting your backpack, getting your crampons, getting your rabbit pelts, getting your guts before you actually head out. So Ash Canyon is a very doable start. That's a place where if you spawn there in interloper, you could pick up some trophies, achievements like Pacifist. You can survive 25 days and get the living off the land achievement by not killing anything, just harvesting the animals and plant life that you find there. It's a great opportunity to get some of those achievements knocked out. I would like it if there were a fishing hut there, and I am kind of bummed out that there's not. But at the same time, I personally don't like to fish. I think it's kind of boring. And honestly, it's not worth it, what you're getting. Yeah, you can get a little bit of lantern fuel, and if you really need some calories, it's a place to do it. But you know, other than that, I don't really see any benefit. And I mean, Coastal Highway, I don't really like to hang out there because it's just a zone that's not fun. To me, at least, I don't know. I mean, it's great to, you know, kind of breeze through there and get the loot early game and just get out of there. But as far as, like, setting up a shop near the Quonset or at one of the cabins or even on the lake in one of the huts, I would like it if I could put my bedroll in one of those little huts. But I haven't been able to do that, so for that reason, I haven't really been spending too much time there. Anyways, just killing time. How about we cook up some water? We're a little bit heavy. I want to try something. And since I've pretty much completed, and I have completed Chapter 4, by the way, and I will be posting up the ending to Chapter 4. I don't want to spoil it in any way. But one thing that I wanted to try to see, looking at this map here, when you're exiting the prison, you got to go through this, well, I think it's right here, this little road, and there's wolves either on this side or on this side. And you got to come down through here, and there's wolves all through here. And then you got to go across a little bridge to get to here. But I think that it's possible to, you see this little rock right here? I think it's possible to jump from here over there, clear that ravine, and get over here quicker. That's the prepper cache, by the way, if you're wondering. That's where I picked up my moose hide satchel. So that would eliminate a lot of wolves. I'm trying to conserve ammunition. I don't want to burn through my arrows, but here's the thing. Once we get over here, we're running into Timberwolf territory, and there's Timberwolves everywhere until we get to our little safe spot, Bricklayer's Retreat, where I have kind of made my makeshift base of operations, so to speak, for now. That's where I got the moose, so that's where most of my food's at. Other than that, though, there really isn't a whole lot that we can do. I mean, Down here, there's just a barn, so that's an outdoor shelter. There aren't any caves down through here. If we wanted to get back up the mines, the only way that we could do that would be to traverse down into the ravine, down one rope, and then we got to go up 2 more ropes to get back up into here. There's a cave. Other than that, there's not a whole lot that we could do there. Maybe we can go for a bear over here. Here's where the bear spawns at. But I'm upset because in story mode we're limited. We're so limited to what we can and we can't do. And one of the things that we can't do is craft a bearskin coat. I would love to be able to do that, but we can't. We're limited to our wolfskin coat. Now, don't get me wrong. Wolfskin coats are amazing. I think they're cheap in terms of the time it takes to craft them. Far less time than it would take to craft a bearskin coat. And we can at least do 2 of those. We can also do our deerskin boots, our deerskin pants, and of course our rabbits. But other than that, once we craft that gear, we're pretty much done crafting gear. We can't do anything else. No, I do have a moose hide curing because I want to see if I can repair this moose hide satchel that I've got. I already did that. Okay. Well, for the future. And then as far as our regular clothing goes, we're not doing too bad. 100% on our socks. 93% on our combat boots. 95%, 91%. Now you see that? That's what I'm talking about. 88%. There's no reason why my wolfskin coat should be at 88% right now. We just crafted it not too long ago. So I feel like in story mode, everything in the world is designed to decay faster to push your character forward through the story. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to spend a crazy amount of time in Blackrock. But I will be able to do a couple things. I want to really try out the noisemakers to see what I can and can't do with those. So far, I've had success with rabbits, with deer, with wolves. I didn't have success with the moose. I tried to take out the moose with the noisemaker and I got stomped out twice. So that posted me up in the shack for about 180 hours before I could do any climbing. Other than that, though, clearing out the timberwolves, if you're in a hurry, I think 3 noisemakers will break their morale. You can get through those. So that'll be kind of fun in survival mode if you're playing an interloper or even stalker maybe. And you need to get through those tight spots, especially up in Ash Canyon when you're trying to get to the gold mine. And you got to go through that little bottleneck where there's just a pack of wolves. And if you don't have a flare or if the weather is not good enough where you have a torch lit, it's kind of impossible to get through there without getting attacked by a wolf. That would be great for that scenario. Excellent. Yeah, so. Let's get out of here. Let's get some water going and then we'll go to sleep and get out of here. Pretty much got everything.
Something's gotta go.
Let's get a fire going. I did confirm that you can get intestinal parasites by eating wolf meat in story mode, so don't do that. There's no... we don't need this lantern. That's heavy. Get rid of that. I do have another bow at the cabin, so we'll pick that up, but we'll burn through this one. This one's still good for quite a few more hits, but our arrows are looking sad. 14%, 31%, 68%. I got 3 decent arrows. And I do have 1 rifle on me that I managed to pick up at the gold mine, and I took it because I know that I wouldn't be going back up there. So I do have 5 rounds that came with that, and I don't know where I left the other rifles at, to be honest. There's maybe 2 or 3 more rifles in the world somewhere with a bunch of ammunition. These are heavy. We're at 9 pounds on that 1 item alone, so I don't like to carry those around with me. And when you're dealing with timberwolves, to be honest, they don't work too well. I mean, you can kill a timberwolf with a rifle, but in terms of breaking their morale, I really haven't seen anything that's better than the noisy boys. That's what I like to call them. Noisemakers. Like I said, 2 or 3 of those will clear out timberwolves for you. They're cheap to make. Only takes 1 cloth and a little bit of gunpowder and 1 can, of course. So the problem there is that there's a finite number of cans in the world. I think I've got them all. And also cloth. I've pretty much gotten all the cloth. I might have another bedroll that I can break up for 10 more pieces, but I think I'm maxed out about maybe 30 to 40 pieces of cloth. So I would say that I have enough materials. Well, we'll see. Because I should be able to keep crafting, you know, rabbit gear. And of course there's no limit to wolves, so I should be able to keep my wolfskin jackets in great shape. And I don't know how I feel about the deer. I feel like there's maybe medium population of deer. So we'll see what the respawn rate there is, if I'm able to keep up my clothing once I craft the pants and the boots. So I might be okay with not having to use too much cloth. In terms of my leather, well, yeah, that'll actually, the only thing that I'll need leather for will be the moose-hide satchel, and those, unless you get attacked by a wolf, they do last a good amount of time. So really what my goal is to kind of show you the map, show you the region, show you the hot spots. We'll get some kills and we'll do some hunting. We'll go for another moose. We'll go for another bear. Although I don't like to go for bear because I can't eat the meat. I can't use the hide. I can use the guts, but I have a ton of guts already. Other than that, maybe we can clear out the wolves as a challenge. Burn through our arrows until we're done. And then we'll switch over to the rifle. I do want to do some more testing with the noisemakers to see what I can and can't do with those. I do have hopes for the noisemakers, though. I think that maybe with a couple well-placed hits, you could take out a moose, you could take out a bear. I've seen other people do it, so I do know it's possible. I don't know if you could actually do that without having to injure the animal first, or if you could just maybe hit it 2 or 3 times if you really wanted to. So, back to the task at hand, which is water. We need some water. And I got a bunch of these flares that we'll burn through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 flares. That's a lot of flares. Go and eat this. Do I have a pot on me? I should have 1 pot on me. Now I hope the microphone is not too crappy. I understand it's not high quality like some of these other YouTubers. They got the mic set up. You know, I do have a blue snowball that I could use, but I do need a mixer though for that microphone. I'm using a headphone mic right now, and that's why I'm trying to speak clearly, trying to speak slower so you don't get those vocal pauses. Because I understand that it's not high quality, but I think it's enough that, you know, for the content being free, and I'm not going to be running ads on this channel under any circumstances, I think it's tolerable. Interesting enough that maybe I can get a pass. So forgive me. But it is what it is. And what it is right now is water time. 1 pot. As far as challenges go, I've done the hardest in-game challenges. I have not done the hunted, though. That might be a challenge I do. I have done As the Dead Sleep. I did 80 days on that challenge. That was kind of fun. Challenging, for sure. Escape the Dark Walker. Banish the Dark Walker. That was fun. Also a little bit challenging. So maybe what I'll go for is Dead Men Challenge. I believe that's what it's called. I gotta go back and look at the code. Maybe we'll try that out. And there are 4 more trophies that I want to go for. And one of them is Deep Forest, which is a 3-day campfire. The other one is Stone Age Hunter, I believe is what it's called. I gotta pelt a rabbit from 80 feet away. Try that.
I'd better find some water.
We got water. We got water cooking, and we got water on us. So we're fine. Do need some more wood on this fire, though. Now, let's get out of here. Oh, come on. Are you serious? There wasn't that much excess time on the fire to be killing my water like that. Don't do me like that, game. Now I gotta cook more water. Are you kidding me? I don't want to waste time cooking water. I just cooked it. For Pete's sakes. Anyways, let's grab that and get out of here. Deal with that later. 1, 2, 3, and the rabbit pelt. Alright. So far, so good. A little snafu, but I'm not going to complain. I feel like these wolves are closer than they need. Yeah, they're super close. No brakes, and it's windy. And I gotta go that way. I have no choice. We gotta take these wolves out. We gotta do it. I don't want to do it. I want to save my arrows. This first wolf is gonna kill my arrow. Oh, that one ran off. Okay. I'll take it. Yeah, broken arrow. Congratulations, now you have 4 arrows. And you still have 1 more wolf to clear out. Alright, I want that one to stay away from me. You stay there. I go this way. And how about we agree not to mess with each other, okay? Thanks. Just how heavy am I? Oh, we're under... Alright, there's one item that I want to get, and that is the red tools, even though I don't really need them because I'm not going to be able to put them to use. Oh, but I think there is a knife up there, though, I can grab. Since I have only been able to find 2 whetstones in the world. If you're playing story mode, I will say this, and this is not a spoiler. You will find birch saplings throughout the world, at least 2 of them, so that you can craft your arrows. But you're not going to be able to harvest them as you would in, say, survival mode. We'll take that and get out of here. I believe I've found maybe 3 or 4 rifles, and as I said, I haven't been using them because I feel like that's cheating. Alright, there's our objective, is to get across this ravine right there with that snow ledge is. And hopefully this doesn't kill me. So here goes nothing. We made it. Okay, what do we break? That's not too bad, just 1 sprain. Hey, okay, what about our clothing? How are we doing there? 77, that's shredded our clothes. 94. 75. 88%. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. I don't know if that's actually beneficial to do that if you're thinking about doing that. I just wanted to see if it could be done, to be honest. It was more theatrical than anything. I don't know if it's actually beneficial because it's really not that much further to just walk down. And as you saw, we had to deal with wolves anyway, so it was fun. And where we are now, we're in Timberwolf territory for sure. Although this pack, I believe I defeated earlier, so they shouldn't be aggroing. They should be whimpering and scurrying off that way. Can't see them, but they're over there somewhere, so. I'm going to go this way and see if there's a moose. I don't see a moose. I see 1 deer. There's where a moose would spawn if it was... Is that coming from me or for the deer? It's coming for the deer. Sorry, deer. But you're in prime place for this wolf to get you. That deer gave no resistance at all. Alright. Wolf, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have... Well... No, I'll just run up on you, that's all. But it's still gonna be over there. That's the thing. Alright, what am I gonna do here? We're gonna take that wolf out. I'm afraid I have to. Otherwise, it's gonna wander back over here and it's gonna mess with me. I know it. It's gonna... And look at my health. It's already less than 50% or at 50%. Maybe, maybe not. Let's see where this wolf went. I am not 100% sure that I want to harvest this deer with a wolf lurking, but I don't want to wait for it to become frozen either. So let's do this. Let's get a flare out since I have a billion of them. We'll just go to work harvesting this. Well, we're going to quarter it first and we'll just drag it into that little... I do have a ton of firewood over there. That was for the moose. So far, so good. Don't see the wolf. Here's the thing, I'm not that far from... Whatever. Let's just do it.
Too heavy.
Yeah. And too dangerous. Wolves are going to be coming from everywhere. Not just those wolves, but the timbers as well. That is one thing that I will say about this zone. In survival mode, I bet it will be challenging just because there seems to be an unlimited supply of wolves in the area. Timber wolves and regular wolves. And you have bear, you have moose, and you have inclement weather. I think it's going to be kind of like Bleak Inlet, with maybe a little bit of Hush River Valley and Timberwolf Mountain in the mix. I don't have a problem with that, to be honest. I like the challenge.
I might have to drop some gear.
The only reason why I'm concerned now is because I want to live a little bit. I want to have some fun. Okay, get out of here. There's a blizzard too. Oh, I see him. Are they gonna come in here? If I can't see him, I'm not gonna try to go for him. All right. Oh, okay. Wow. So far, this has been so much fun. I don't have time for this. %95 chance on that. I'll take it.
Come on. Come on.
Now, hey, at least I was able to get that deer before they rolled up on me. So. And I did come prepared. Like I said, I do have a ton of firewood over here.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Yeah, I'm wondering the same. I'll just lounge around here for a little bit. Gotta be quick about it.
All I can think about is food.
You see that? That is super glitch. Those shots should have taken out that wolf. There's no reason for it to be. Alright, finally. Thanks, game, for burning through my arrows. I got 4 left. What's this one at? Alright, I'm gonna try not to take out any more wolves. If they'll just leave me alone, I'm just trying to cook a meal here. I'm not really messing with them. I'm not too worried about them at this point. At least this pack. Their morale is so low that although they can still attack me, I'm pretty sure that if I could just see them. The problem is I can't see them. I can hear them. And if I go like this, I know I'm aggroing something. But they are. Is that one over there? They're pretty skittish at this point. "41 minutes. Eating cattail." Yes, if you have any suggestions as of what you would like to see me do in Blackrock, I'll be willing to give it a try. Like I said, I'm limited to what I can and can't do in story mode, and that's kind of disappointing, but it is what it is. I'm going to still have fun. And don't get me wrong, if you're playing on any difficulty level, I think you'll have a ton of fun in this zone. There's still a lot to do. There's a lot to explore. The zone is a fairly large zone. All things being considered, there's a lot of caves, a lot of neat little areas that you can check out. And if you're coming here in survival mode with high skill levels, if you got your bow skill up, if you got your cooking up to 5, I don't see you having any problems really in terms of surviving off the land for the animal count that we have. You're going to be eating a lot of wolf meat, for sure. And there is a medium supply of deer running around, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. There's some rabbits also, a couple moose. No fishing huts. I don't know if I covered that earlier or not, but there's no fishing huts here. At least not in story mode. Maybe in survival mode there might be a fishing hut, I don't know. But if there's not, I'm not going to be disappointed. Other than the lamp fuel, I don't really go fishing too often anyways. I think it's kind of boring to go fishing. And the caloric value is not really there for the time that you're putting into it. .9 pounds. Now here's a neat trick, and I think I learned this from Athenon. If you don't know about Athenon, he's a great YouTuber and a Twitch streamer. He puts up videos, he's an avid Long Dark player, and he has a lot. In fact, he's one of the guys that put together that those loot tables. So shout out to Athenon, great guy. Go check out his channel and show your love, you know. But anyways, he showed me this little trick where if you just do the tiniest bit on this harvesting, it's one way that you can quickly level up your cooking skill. Now that's not applicable here because we don't have any skills. I think all of our skills are at 1 and there's no chance that we can increase them. But if you are playing in survival mode, if you are playing on Stalker, or any difficulty rather, but especially Stalker, especially Interloper, then that's a great little trick where you can harvest the meat for the harvesting skill and also get your cooking skill up to 5. So I'm not going to do that because I don't need to, but yeah, if I were trying to get my cooking skill up, I would go for the smallest portion possible. And what I'd end up with is a bunch of wolf steaks that I can cook up, or in this case a bunch of deer steaks that I can cook up. So yeah, and I will say, you know, shout out to Athenon, shout out to Hadrian. He's another YouTuber. He doesn't put up videos anymore. He might in the future, but in the past he's done some really cool videos, and I for one love the Long Dark. I'm an avid player. I've been playing maybe for about a year now, and I love the game. love it, love it, love it. I like the support behind it, and I wouldn't be upset if they started charging us for DLCs. We've gotten a lot of content for the dollar that we spent on the game, and I think I spent maybe $40 at the time, and I've seen the price fluctuate anywhere from $18, maybe even less than that, $20, $30. I would say at any rate, you're gonna get value. There is a lot that you can do in the game. Whether you're playing story mode or if you're just in the sandbox, in survival mode, on any difficulty, you're going to have a ton of fun. There's a lot to do. And if you're on the outside looking in, it may seem like a boring game, but I can promise you it's not. For somebody who has ADHD, more than likely, I don't get bored playing the game. I have a ton of fun, whether it's in the early stages, building my cooking skills up, building my archery skills up, building my other skills up, or I'm in the late game and I'm just trying to survive, you know, trying to deal with the cold, trying to deal with the lack of resources, trying to get to the next spot. And there are so many challenges that you can do in the game as you're playing it, and so many things that you're going to learn, tricks that you never thought of, and I think that's really cool. So there's a ton of value behind the dollar that you're going to pay for this game. So the development team, go to Hinterland's website, you know, show your love. Raphael, great guy. I don't know him personally, I've never talked to him, but I've seen the work that he's done from when they were on Kickstarter up until now, and the support behind the game is amazing. And there is a tight-knit community of players and people who love to play the game. So I don't think it's going away anytime soon. And I understand the graphics are not the best, but when you consider the story behind it and what you can do in the game, and it's pure survival, that's all there is. There's no gimmicks, no tricks, no zombies, nothing crazy. It's just you versus nature. And that simplicity is really what sells it for me. You can imagine yourself in the Canadian wilderness, up against the elements, and it's just you. There aren't any other people in the game, and I'm talking about survival mode here. So I have high hopes for the future of the Long Dark, and I'll be there. I'll be honest. I don't really like to play story mode, but episode 4 was fun for me. Not only because it's a new zone, but they had some interesting mechanics that I liked. I'm not gonna say anything if you haven't played the episode entirely. If you're still playing it, I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, there are some fun aspects of the game that will keep your interest. But I'm invested now. I'll say that. Now that I've played story mode, and I have gone back and I've played episodes 1, 2, and 3, and of course 4. I'm invested to see what's going to happen now. I'm kind of anxious to find out what is behind the Aurora, what's going on in Perseverance Mills. Is there some crazy disease?
I'd know if the hypothermia
what is going on
me.
exactly? Who is Methuselah? What does Wintermute mean? Did I just burn off my water? Am I not paying attention? I'm talking too much. I'm staring at an empty pot. That's my life. Now you would think these wolves would just go away. They don't. Their buddies over there having a bad day. But that doesn't seem to deter them. Anyways, we got 2 hours on this. Yeah, I think I just sat there and let my water boil off. That's my life. I've done that twice now. So you can roast me in the comments, feel free. I'm not going to be upset. I understand I'm not playing on Interloper. I don't do crazy things like that. Now the jump though, I would definitely do that in Interloper. And I have done that in Ash Canyon. So, that's not a gimmick. That's something that I would really do. If I felt like I could do it. Not on low health. I keep thinking that I can pick these up and use them, but I can't. But I'll tell you what. I'll pick them up and put them in that little bin so I can stop looking at them. That goes for this burnt out torch as well. All done. 1, 2, 3. Now let's see, for challenges. One of the challenges that I want to tackle is the Dead Men Challenge. I have done As the Dead Sleep, and I did about 80 days in that challenge, and I had a lot of fun. I also did Escape the Dark Walker, Banish the Dark Walker. That was an awesome challenge. But I haven't tried some of the more challenging challenges, the custom ones that creators have and fans have put together. So I'll be doing some of those. And yes, as soon as the update drops later this year for survival sandbox update that includes the Blackrock region, I will be playing that on one of my interloper characters, so we'll be running around having a ton of fun, seeing what trouble we can get into. And I don't think we'll be getting bored anytime soon. .56 minutes. Some of this meat I'll just leave here for when I come back through. Alright, I can see him now. Oh no, come on. Don't make me ruin my steaks. That's not cool. 29 minutes. Let's do 2 more steaks. Now we gotta end this Timberwolf threat. I'm sure that you're tired of hearing it. I'm tired of hearing them. You know what? We got a couple noisy boys on us. Let's try one of these. We got one. Alright, which one is it? That one? Yeah, come on. I'm ready, dog. I'm going that way. Can't see it from here, but just over those rocks is a little cabin on the lake. Beautiful resort. I call it my base of operations. That's where I'm headed. When I go there, kind of, you know, recover some condition, gather our thoughts, and try to plan out what we're going to do for the next couple weeks so that it's not boring and that we're not doing the same thing over and over again. Because I know that you want to see some different stuff. You want to see some cool stuff. I want to show you cool stuff. I want to bring amazing content. One thing that you're never going to see is advertisements on this channel. I don't believe in that. It's nonsensical. I'm having fun. This is what I like to do. I like to play the game. So I'm not what do they call those people? Corporate shills? I'm not one of those people. I'm not a developer. I'm just a fan, if you will. And somewhat of a creator. I understand that I'm not on a $500 microphone connected to an audio enhancement system, also known as a oh, what are those things called? A digital interface. In the future, I will be upgrading though. I don't know if you can see or tell, but I'm at 60 frames right now, and I think that's sufficient for putting up a YouTube video, but I see these other guys at like 120 frames, and yeah, I want to get there. And yeah, I know that I'm not on the best quality microphone, but this is what I have, so hopefully you'll appreciate the content that I am putting out. And like I said, in the future, I'm going to be upgrading, so that's something to look forward to. But I also want to do things differently. I understand that we have people out there already creating great content. Like I said, shout out to Athenon, shout out to Hadrian for what it's done in the past, shout out for all the Twitch streamers from Thomasina to Kim Yoda. Who else do we have? My Usual Me is another guy who puts out great content. He doesn't do exclusively Long Dark, but he does play Long Dark from time to time, and he puts out great content. So shout out to him. Shout out to, I think his name is Lithar, Lithar, I believe. He puts out really cool mods. I don't know if he makes the mods, but he does play the sandbox using the mods, and some of these mods are crazy. So check out his channel as well. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anybody, but those are the people that I know. So all of those people have put in countless hours, and I like to see that kind of support. That's what really encouraged me to kind of do my thing, because I like to play the game too. So that's really what I'm just doing, sharing my experience, sharing my thoughts with all of you. Maybe inspire one of you to also put up some videos. So keep it alive, you know, keep the game going. I don't want to see it die. I like the game. I think it's a ton of fun, and I would like to see more add-ons. I look at the map and I'm like, you could put another zone here, you could put one over here, maybe 3, 4, maybe even 5 more zones that you could include in the... And like I said, hey, charge us $50 for a new zone. I wouldn't be upset at all if the developer said, hey, we're going to be charging you for this new update. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I don't see any problem with charging us some additional money. So if you're watching this, yeah, consider that, you know, because like I said, make it worthwhile. Make it worthwhile for you as the software company, and make it worthwhile for us as the gamers, as the, you know, the fans of the games. I think we can get out of here. 34 minutes left, and I don't want to burn through the rest of my firewood, so let's drop what we have in terms of our firewood so that we come back through here, we'll have something. I'm not out of the woods yet. We can just leave this here, I guess. We don't need to take all this with us. Yeah. But since the guts are not going to do anything, we'll take those. Let's go. Now there might be one more pack of timber wolves. I don't believe that they're close enough to me to get aggroed, but they are over in that section somewhere. So we're going to steer clear of those. As far as the other wolves, I don't think we'll run into any, but we'll grab some sticks as we go. Never, ever can you have enough sticks, and that's no joke. That's not a joke. You pick up every stick you can. I know they make memes about picking up sticks, but hey, pick up all the sticks you can find because you're going to need them at some point or another, especially if you're in those tougher zones like Coastal Highway where there's just not a lot of wood laying around. Pick up your sticks and take them with you. It's just something that you do, you know, it's a good habit. Now, hey, I don't build snow shelters. I'm on board with some of the other creators that are useless, pointless, and they don't last very long, to be honest. Now, maybe if you're in a bind, yeah. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Now this is the second pack. I'm not messing around with these ones. I'm not messing around. Get out of here. So that's what I'm talking about. You got 2 packs of timber wolves. This is a fresh pack. High morale. I'm not gonna burn through my arrows or my rifle ammunition. We're just gonna move on through with a flare. If I look behind me, don't look behind you either. You're gonna get nervous. Okay, that one scurried off, but sometimes you look behind you and there's like 3 or 4 or 5 of them all piled up together. Well, that's interesting. They lost a large chunk of their morale for some reason. I don't know what I did. Maybe this flare is really impressive. Another thing that I've realized, and this might just be the fact that it's a new update, but sometimes these Timberwolves are OP. I've hit them multiple times with the rifle, with the bow, and they just won't die. So I think that's a glitch. Oh, did they lose their morale already? Okay, that might have been the same pack then. Because I don't see any reason why a fresh pack would have lost
Getting
morale
dark out here.
with
Time
me
to look
just
for
carrying
shelter.
around a torch. Home sweet home, this is where it is, and right over in this area is where I found the moose. And up beyond that tree line is where you'll find the bear. Alright, cured, 81%. That's all cured, 97%. Let's drop what we have. Drop all of this. Let's drop that. And drop our guts. So I think I'm going to end it here, since I don't think you want to see me do housework. That's really what I'm going to be doing for the next 20 minutes. Cooking water up, harvesting what I have in my bag for teas and whatnot, and just kind of getting organized. So we'll pick it up though, in the next episode, and we'll see what trouble we can't get into. Maybe we'll make it a challenge to just clear out the entire zone of wolves. I think that would be a fun challenge. I don't condone that type of behavior, but in the game, it's just for fun. So we might do that. Could also go for a bear. And what else? We'll craft our gear items. We'll craft the deerskin pants and our deerskin boots. And we'll make our second wolfskin jacket. And other than that, though, I want to do some testing with the noisemakers. I want to see what their full potential is. So far, I've had success with deer, with rabbit, with wolves. And I think that a couple well-placed hits, you could probably take out a moose. Or a bear. I think that there's no limit, really, other than the materials used to make them. But they're cheap to make, easy to use. And they're not too heavy. What's the weight on one of these? Do I have one? I guess let me go grab one. I don't think it's that much, to be honest. There should be some rabbits in the morning that I want to try to go for that Stone Age Sniper Challenge. 0.44 pounds. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. So, yeah, I think in survival mode the noisemakers will come in handy. I think they'll be useful. I think they'll be applicable to whether either hunting or just trying to scare off timber wolves in some of the tougher zones like Bleak Inlet, where if you're trying to get to the ammunition workstation, you got to go through, you know, couple packs. And now we have a use for gunpowder other than, you know, starting fires. So, yeah, I will see you all in the next episode. We'll pick off right here. I promise that I'm not going to do anything crazy without putting it on film, so you're not going to be left out. If you like the video, leave a like. You know, subscribe to the channel. Show your love. I am not going to be running advertisements on the channel, so I'm just doing this for fun. I'm doing it for all of you who love to play the game, so I'll look forward to seeing you all next time. Salute to all the creators out there. Salute to all of you. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Okay, bye.